I have been playing this for, well, the game's only been out for about a week. I played a lot of massively multiplayer online role-playing games in my life, and this one is, I'd say it's probably better than average. Maybe give it a 6 or 7 out of 10. But I guess I'll go through the different things that make it unique and enjoyable. Now, the first one is that there is a large open world to explore, and there's a lot of mobility. So you can see there's running and sprinting, and there's jumping, and then there's also double jumping. But wait, there's triple jumping. No, wait, hang on. Quadruple jumping. Oh, wait, what is this? Quintuple jumping. Oh my god, a quintuple jump. I've never seen that ever in any video game. I'm being serious. I've never seen a quintuple jump. So you also get a neat little dash here. Dash twice, so you can move around quickly. And you can also, this is pretty cool, you can become Spider-Man. You can jump and climb up walls. If I want to climb up this giant mountain here, all I have to do is run at it. It's really cool. Of course, when you're in dungeons and, you know, actually clearing out enemies and such, there are limits. You can't just jump infinitely like I can right now. So I do like how open it is. There is some exploration. There are different things to encourage exploration, like finding chests in the environment. There's also these little challenges here. I just happened to stumble upon this one. I've never seen it before. If you run into this, it starts a little time trial. So you have to find the markers here. You run into them, and you have to make it to the destination before the time expires. So most of the challenges and honestly most of the content in this game is pretty easy. It's kind of like a casual game. But, you know, for people who play casually, it's not a bad game. So there we go, challenge succeeded. And what you get from challenges and other content is you get this currency known as rose orbs. So rose orbs can be used to purchase a lot of different things in the game. Like you go to the store here, and you can buy things like fashion items, and you can buy mounts and crafting materials and things to level up your character. There are some gripes I have with the game though, and that would be that you have these two different rose orbs, but they look very similar. These unbound rose orbs, which you can sell on the market, and then you have these bound rose orbs, which you can use on different currencies or different items and such. And they don't really make that distinction very clear to new players. So one mistake I made is that I did buy a little bit, spent some real world monies on rose orbs, and then I was like, oh wait, I can't actually buy certain items. Like this is marked with bound rose orbs, and I can't spend unbound rose orbs on items marked with bound. These little nuances here. The same thing with the in-game currency. It's called Luno. It's basically like gold you get from killing monsters and such. There's like it's divided into two different things here, and each can only buy certain things. So it's kind of complicated in that sense, and it's really annoying. Let's see what else we have here. So we have the mount system here. You can run at, I think, 175% faster speed. So you can run pretty fast. You can scale the world pretty easily. Reminds me a lot of Genshin with how its open world works. You have monsters here. They're like camps and such, and you can explore and you can get these chests here. These have rose orbs in them, pretty valuable currency. And then of course there is combat in the game. I don't think the combat is that complicated or that in-depth really, but there is combat. So for my class is something called a Verdant Oracle, which is basically the healer class in the game. I've always liked support roles and healer classes because they've always had the most interesting abilities in my opinion. So yeah, in combat, you have dodge. Basic attack doesn't do much damage, but if you don't have any energy, then you really can't use anything else. The mobs aren't really that challenging. I feel like they need to up the difficulty. And that's kind of my biggest complaint, because I do like to have a challenge in my games, you know? But anyway, a couple different skills my class has. You have your basic filler special attack skill, like right here. This causes the enemy to take some damage and also provides a shield for me and for my nearest ally who is injured. I am playing a smite specialization, which is like damage focused. So you can see every class gets its own talent tree. It's pretty extensive. The most damaging ability for my class would be this barrage. It's a channeled spell. It allows me to move while casting. It's pretty handy. And then I can use this area effects spell, which causes both damage and heals all of my allies at one time. So you're not going to be overloaded with spells. You can only have 7 abilities equipped at a time. And then you also have 2 what are called Battle Imagines. And these are like, they're monsters you can summon basically, okay? Like, here, I'll show you this one right here. So I summoned this guy, he's like a brigand leader, and he throws an axe on the ground, which buffs my attack. And then this other one right here, he summons a giant comet and basically nukes the enemy. It's kind of cool. It kind of reminds me of Pokemon a little bit, but it's not exactly Pokemon, because these things have a long cooldown. They don't really fight for you. They're just like temporary effects that last a couple seconds and then they go away. Different skills for your class are shown in the skills window here. And then these are all the Battle Imagines. Like I said, these are like Pokemon kind of. You can collect them by defeating monsters. They can drop them sometimes. They're pretty rare. And then there's a lot of customization as well. I talked about the customization before, but like you can switch your character basically whenever you want, as long as you have a voucher to do so. You can change body proportion, make them darker. You can make them smaller, arm size, chest size. You know I went for the biggest chest size, okay? I'm not going to have a flat-chested female character, okay? I like the eye candy, okay? What else are we missing here? Life skills. So there are life skills, like in many online RPGs, there are life skills. Like we have botany. My specializations are like botany and culinary, but then there really isn't any limit to how many life skills you can have, but there is a limit to how often you can level them up. So you can have all the life skills, but leveling them all up is going to take a long time. So you're still pushed to specialize in a couple. So in my case, I do like alchemy quite a bit. You can make potions that are very potent in combat. Food buffs with culinary, these improve your stats for a long time. Additionally, we also have the Homestead feature. And this is kind of like player housing. You can build your own house the way you want it to. You can manage your own property. I don't think it's the most customizable that I've seen, but there is a decent amount of customization here. You can move different elements around, like you have your flower field here. You can move this, I believe, yeah, like that. So yeah, the inside of the house, like I haven't really decorated it or anything, but this is what it looks like. If you level your homestead up, you might unlock a bigger house, a bigger interior. Maybe it looks more fancy, but in my case, this is what it looks like right now. It's pretty basic. And as you're wandering through the world, you can come across other players, and you can like click on them and you can view their profiles. You can make your own profile picture. Pretty cool. You have your own card here. You can invite them to a party. You can look at their photo wall if they have photos. Friends list here. You can add people, basic stuff. There's also a global chat. Yeah, you can see a bunch of people spamming chat. Usually when people spam chat, they're trying to get into different groups for world bosses and talk about random stuff, you know. You also have guilds. The guilds are pretty important because you get a lot of good stuff from the guild. So we can go to the guild center. So you do want to check in every day with the guild coordinator here. And then you go over here and you talk to this guy so you can turn in some materials to get some rewards, as you can see. Yeah, there's also, like I said, you can take a picture or portrait that other players can see. It's pretty cool because they have a nice amount of customization here. You can change the tone, make it brighter or darker. You can increase saturation, make it grayscale. You can increase the contrast, you know. Nice little things I wouldn't have thought would be in an MMO, but lots of different stuff. When you're first starting out, this is like the novice guide. It kind of helps you get through the game, and it tells you different things you can do, like daily tasks you can do, milestones to reach, and they all provide different rewards here. You can clear trials, you can join a guild, like that. So it really is new player friendly thanks to this adventurer handbook here. I do like the world map. It's very detailed, and you can see all of the terrain. It has all the landmarks. You can click on the icons, see details about the different landmarks and stuff. There are also fast travel locations, so you can just teleport to wherever you need to go. There also is gacha in the game, but the gacha is mostly for cosmetics, though. As you can see, the rarest stuff, like the high tier legendary items, they're all cosmetics. They're not really helping you progress in the game. Also, there is time gating in the game, and it kind of makes it less of a rush to endgame, so you can actually enjoy the different elements the game has to offer, which I kind of appreciate. I appreciate that. You know, there's positives and negatives of time gating. Obviously, if you play a lot, then you might run out of activities faster than players who only play for like an hour or two a day. There have been instances where I'm like, oh, I can't progress anymore because the next quest doesn't unlock until tomorrow, so I just have to log off. But it's not that bad in my opinion. This is where you get your quest for the day. The bureau commissions, you can just accept them. You can do them whenever you want to. And these are different trials you can take on. You do want to do this. You want to do the trials as much as you can because these award you talent points for your talent tree. Then you have the world boss here, and you can engage in like World Boss Crusade. This also gives rewards. Like basically everything you do gives you some sort of reward. There is also a gacha system for the Battle Imagines here. Like I said, the Battle Imagines are pretty powerful. They're kind of like Pokemon, and you can summon them like once every minute in combat, and they give you a pretty sizable buff or an advantage for a short amount of time. The pay-to-win element in this game, if I were to say where it would come from, it's probably going to come from the Battle Imagines more than anything, because if you're a free-to-play player, it's going to take you a long time to craft these Battle Imagine pets here. Because getting the materials to craft these things, it takes a long time if you're not paying money. So everything else you can get pretty easily just by playing the game. So you can do as many dungeons as you want. Let me head to the dungeon place right now. This is kind of where the group finder is. You'll see a lot of players clustered over here most of the time. So as you can see, different players are queuing up for these different instances. And they aren't particularly hard, but it's still pretty decent. Like everything this game has to offer, it has a lot to offer, but there are things that could definitely do better. We can queue up for a dungeon here. So while you wait for a match, you can do whatever you want. You can do quests. Oh, we already found a match. All right, so when starting a dungeon, you have to click this thing. If there's any special properties to the dungeon, tells you right there. I'll eat my food buffs real fast. We gotta catch up to them. So we got some monsters here. Yeah, basically my job is to keep everybody alive because I am the healer in this group. You do want to dodge those lethal attacks. It does follow a traditional tank DPS healer system. Until you reach the bosses in the instance, it's a pretty easy time. You don't die much unless people make big mistakes. I think that's my main gripe about this game is that the normal enemies aren't challenging enough. Like, they do surveys, they survey the players in this game, so I did mention that in my survey. I'm like, they need to up the difficulty. Japanese game? Yeah, I mean, the characters all speak in Japanese, and I mean, I'm okay with it because, you know, I watch anime in Japanese, I do subtitles, I have no problem with subtitles, but like, it does make it sometimes hard to follow what they're saying because I have to read, and not all of the, this is another issue, the translations are not that great, like for skills and for different stats and stuff. Each 1% mastery grants 0.7% force element bonus and shield strength, and it's like, I don't really understand what force element bonus really means. Like, does that constitute both damage and healing, or is it just like all force element things? Like, I don't know. Like, there's a lack of clarity in that statement. You have to do a fair amount of research to really understand different elements of the game. Okay, they found the final boss without me, so that's cool. He looks menacing. Okay. Typically the bosses have like one-shot mechanics and stuff that you have to pay attention to, so let's see what happens here. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. Wait, what do I do? Interact with the center of the field? How do I interact with the center of the field? I have to heal. Hang on. Okay. Bryce, I'm panicking a little bit. Do I have to collect these? It's like, what's going on? I wasn't paying attention, guys. Help. This is supposed to be like the hardest boss. What's going on? We pass through the void corruption barrier together? Like, okay. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. One issue with my class is that I can't just heal on demand. I have to hit something to heal. So if there's nothing to hit and people are taking damage, then there's a risk I could die. Wow, I'm almost dead. I just died. Okay. It's a little harder than I thought. I don't even know what happened, to be honest. That's kind of an issue with this game too. It's like you don't even know what's happening when you're in the middle of a fight and you're trying to pay attention to everything that's going on the battlefield. Trying to read the subtitles while paying attention to what's going on is pretty difficult. The storytelling. Let me go to a quest here so you can see what the storytelling looks like. Just a regular side quest here. When you talk to an NPC, this is what it looks like. Sometimes when the NPCs are talking, they'll do like emotes and stuff to express themselves, which is cool. When there's like dialogue in a conversation, you have a choice between two options most of the time. It doesn't really matter which option you pick because they lead to the same outcome. Sometimes there are cutscenes, and the cutscenes are pretty cool. So this girl wants me to find her cat. And let's see if I can find the cat. One issue is that it's not really much of a search for the cat if the quest tells you exactly where to go. Alright, so we found her cat. There is no fall damage in this game, by the way. You can jump from any height and not take any damage. So yeah, most quests in this game, they give you a little bit of in-game currency and a lot of experience. And when you're first starting out, you want all the experience you can get so you can increase your talents, because your talent tree is where most of your power comes from. Now, you do also want to upgrade your gear. You can see right here you have varying qualities of gear. Well, let me also show you the progression system for the gear as well. For upgrading your gear, you come here. So the first one you probably want to do is reforging. And basically, all gear has a quality score. If you want to upgrade it, you will need these reforging stones here. You get these from dungeons, and you can also buy them from the in-game store. And you can see as you upgrade them, you also get other properties added to your gear that are kind of random. So there is an RNG aspect to the upgrading. So there's reforging and then there's refining. And refining is a little different. Refining, these are specific to your gear choices. Like let's say I replace my hat. If I get rid of this hat, then I have to reforge it all over again, whatever new hat I get. Gear refinements, this persists across any gear that you upgrade to. So if I replace my hat, for example, and my refinement level is level 5, this will remain level 5 forever. The success rate tends to go down over time. It's kind of like a material sink, if you will. It's like a way to make refining more expensive over time. So as you get closer to endgame, it gets harder to upgrade your stuff. And then we also have embedding. So if you're a gem crafter, or if you just buy gems off the market, you can socket your gear with different gems that do different things. And then you can dismantle gear. If you dismantle the gear, then you get materials for it. It is a pretty chill game. If you just want to relax and play with friends and kill monsters, collect stuff, it's great for that. But if you're looking for like Dark Souls level challenge, this is not the game for you, probably. I'm not sure if I'll play it forever. I'm sure eventually I'll get tired of it, but at the moment it's been entertaining. Oh look, somebody has the same outfit I do. But I think I look prettier. What do you think? I'm the prettier of the two. She is just a poor imitation. What else is there? Right, the season pass. So you can buy the season pass. It gives you a lot of in-game stuff, cosmetics, and pretty valuable items that most players have to grind a lot for. Would I recommend it? I mean, I would recommend it if you like anime, because I think that's like the biggest selling point, is that it's an anime MMO, which is kind of rare. You don't really see, like, you have MMOs on the market for sure, like Throne and Liberty and RuneScape and World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy. But really anime style MMO, like, I don't think so. I think this is the closest we have here. So let me see if I can show you the fishing real fast. Because it's actually not that bad, because there is a bit of an active portion to the fishing. It's not just like, oh, press the button and you catch a fish. All right, so you see we have the different fishing spots here. You can click this, and you can start fishing. think it takes about 10 seconds for a fish to bite. There we go. Oh, so you have to move your mouse cursor left or right with the fish. Otherwise, your line's going to break if you don't move it with the fish. Because the tension becomes too much, and the line will break. So it's kind of like a game of... You can see the line is red right now. And if it becomes red, there's a risk of that happening. Also, I think my fishing level's pretty low, so that might be why that they're getting away. But sometimes that can happen. You can catch it instantly. I'm not sure what triggers that, if it's just like random or something. Oh, the trading center. This is kind of important too. So there are certain items in the game that are tradable, and you can list them on the store for other players to buy. The way to buy them is through Unbound Luno. Or you can sell here, or gems you can sell. You're a chef, you can put food on the market. That is a trading center for you. All right, and the different classes available. Like for me, I am a Verdant Oracle, like I mentioned earlier. This is a healer spec. You also have the Beat Performer. This is another support class, but he focuses on like Rockstar theme. It's like music. We have the Stormblade here. He is a close range combat class. He uses a scythe. You have the Frost Mage. He uses obviously magic and frost magic. The Wind Knight is a mobile close range attacker. The Heavy Guardian is the tank, and the Shield Knight is the tank. This might be a drawback for some players, but there is no PvP in this game. The lack of PvP for me isn't an issue because I never really participated in MMO PvP much to begin with. So I don't think it's a negative for me, but for other players, they might be like, no, I can't play this game. I want to have that option to duel or to do battlegrounds or whatever. I'll probably keep playing it until, I don't know, something annoys me. Because usually with these MMOs, it's like, they start out okay, and then as I get to endgame, I start to see all the flaws with it. But, I mean, I feel like I have a perspective on what the flaws already are, and I'm probably okay with them, at least right now. But who knows, like, it could get worse. It could always get worse, right? Anyways, thank you all for watching. I will see you all next time, okay?